Oshinoko school shooter arc incoming? Damn, okay. She's having a breakdown for real. First time we've ever heard Ruby say she wants to die. Damn, bro. That's I. That's literally the spitting image. I didn't consider Ruby having a negative ending, like her killing herself or dying. But we are at least 10% chance Ruby ends up dead by the end of this, which is more than I was expecting to walk into the next season feeling. It's almost like it really is trying to highlight that Kana would have been his safe route. Give up on the revenge, just have a normal relationship with her. Could have had it all, right? It's like the show just wants to keep dangling a potential hope. Like, maybe he can get back on course, but then he always doubles, if not triples downs, like a moment later. I mean, if that's true, then that allows you to do whatever you have to do without any guilt, right? The fact that her, like, genuine self from her first life was coming out in that moment, yeah, she's gonna burn out for sure. Damn, is about all I can say for this episode. Of course, those are just some of the highlights. You want to catch the full live reaction is over on my Patreon, but let's jump into it because this episode was full of heavy subject matter. I mean, Ruby likes to say it was just acting. Her admitting that she just wants to die, that she wants it to just end and be relieved of duty. But that was real. Even before she said the words, I could tell what was happening in the scene, and it's very powerful because Oshinoko is no stranger to characters wanting to end it. I mean, you could honestly make an argument that Aqua himself wants to die. I mean, he's rushing seemingly into that. He's very much made it clear there's no happy ending for him. Akane, Ruby, bloody hell, Kana. Everyone has varying degrees of how the intensity of their emotions take over, but this scene in particular happens right at the beginning, and even though this episode as a whole was pretty much 10 out of 10 scenes, like there was a little bit of a slowdown moment around like 3/4 of the way in, but in general, it was a very much of a banger episode this week. Last week, good as well. Didn't talk about it on YouTube. Just didn't have a lot to say specifically for a full video. Great episode, though. But this one in particular, leading into a hour-long final episode next week. Not often you get that extra long ending episode. Had we left it here, I would have assumed 20 minutes. We start the casting, we start the directing, leave off on a bombshell. But if you're going to give me an hour-long episode next week, what in God's name are you planning? But I'm sure it's going to be diabolical. And I think one of the most interesting scenes is actually at the very end. And it's the way that little bitch talks to her boy and reminds him that, hey, your mom ain't anywhere out there. She didn't get reborn. She's just particles. And it's like, holy shit, because like the purpose, like what's the purpose of this world? Do people only get reborn when there's a job for them to do? In this case, both Ruby and Aqua in their original life needed this to happen in order to get revenge for her. Is there even a purpose? Is it a coin flip if a god allows this to happen? I don't know. But that's what makes the end so diabolical. I hate this little bitch. I can't tell if it's friend or foe anytime. But my face exactly, Aqua. What the fuck is wrong with her? And the thing is throughout this season, I've highlighted how we have very much seen that Aqua is at a point of no return. He is convinced that he is going down with the ship, and he's going to take down his father. And if he has to use other people and hurt other people to get to that destination, it is a sacrifice he is willing to make. But at the end of the day, there is still these very slim beacons of hope. And it almost always points back to Kana. And Kana is not anywhere close to my favorite character in this show. But I think the most arguments you can make, his heart lines up more with Kana than anyone else. I feel like he's at his most genuine when he's around Kana. He's at his most performative when he's around Akane. And the fact that you can truly tell he still cares for Kana, but is also okay using her, is what's truly tragic. This scene where they're just eating lunch together, Kana has decided to graduate, as they like to call people in her industry. She's quitting the band. She's moving on to acting full-time again, right? Which, hey, understandable. The fact that you just have this very sweet scene, and it lets you drop your guard. It reminds you that Aqua can just be normal. And I really feel like in general, he's being genuine here, where he's like just truly talking with her. But you can also tell that he's using her too. But I think that's what makes his entire reaction of just kind of being frustrated how easy it is. Like, he says like one nice thing. He says something like, "You're special to me," and it immediately makes her flip, and she skips out of there. Oh my God, does he love me? And it frustrates him because it's like, man, it's so easy for me or anyone to manipulate you if that can get you going. And it's such a powerful scene. It really is. Like, this is like the slowest part of the episode, but even in this moment, there's a lot of complexity to these characters' reactions. And like I said, it's moments like these that, even though he's still manipulating the chessboard, I still get the impression giving up on that revenge, just having a normal life, even if he decided to never do anything romantic with Kana, if he just surrounded himself by just Kana, I think he would be a much healthier person. I truly do. And the interesting thing is the way he's basically a magnetic pull for everyone. Even Ruby, who pretty much has admitted that she hates his guts at this point, can't look away from him. It's very frustrating seeing her have to read these lines, because Aqua knew what he was doing, right? Making this. He knew what type of pain he was going to inflict on someone. And honestly, watching her crash out and thinking about the times when she was in the hospital and just connecting in that emotional strain. She doesn't have breaks either, right? She has a busy schedule doing all the idol shit. Then on top of this, it's just piling and piling. Prior to this episode, I would have said Ruby has a basically 0% chance of dying by the end of this series. After this episode, while I still think there's a better chance of her surviving than not, I don't know what the numerical value would be, but I'm going to say there's at least a 10% chance she doesn't make it to the finish line. I'm not sure if she would actually take her own life. I don't know if she'll crash out and get herself hurt. Fucking manic panic attack, walks in the streets, get hit by a car, who knows, right? But she's not healthy. And I think the thing about, I've read from actors too, is like certain roles are too much for them. Because to get into the role, you just feel so disgusted with yourself that it actually fucks with your mental health. Imagine that, but you're recreating your mother's death. We could break Ruby for good. We could truly end up with an ending where Ruby is so mentally fucked up that even TMZ doesn't want to report on her life. And then you add in Aqua, who's either getting locked up for life, either getting killed, either gonna just ruin all the relationships that he's gonna wish he was killed and jump off a building. Like, it's not good right now. At this point, the best we could probably hope for is Kana and Mem having a happily ever after. I truly think that's the case. I would say Akane too, but I think Akane is too far deep. She ain't gonna get a truly happy ending and will probably just be depressed no matter what. But I feel like Kana and Mem still have a slim chance, but let's be honest. Kana's too sweet for this show. She's gonna suffer too. That only leaves Mem, best girl, who will just say, fuck all this, I'm making my own fucking show with blackjack and hookers, and that's why she's best girl. You let me know your thoughts down below. We have one episode to go, hour-long episode next week, so probably, what, like 48 minutes, probably, when it's all said and done after commercials are removed, but you can let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like, share your support, subscribe, ring that bell, and Patreon for live reactions do live over there, including last week's episodes, and we didn't talk about last week on YouTube. And hey, if you're already over there, I'll give you a video shout out too, because my patrons are what make these videos possible. Alright, so today we got Carl Stefan Berndahl, Atchill, Convoy83, Hayden, Cody Namir, Staz Zakharov, Emma K-Pop, Himi Meow Toga, Mr. Dreamer, Kusho, and Sebastian Price. I appreciate the support. Please take care and y'all have a good one.